since an early age. Now since 9-7, I ain't miss a game. Came up with TD and Rod Smith. I was riding with the team when they got the chip. Before the Chevrolets and the Lobster. I remember Elway's helicopter. I'm telling you, that man was a monster. Way before he had his hands on the roster. He turned the Broncos to a powerhouse. So you know I got a shout out to Johnny Elway. He important, man. He the reason that I'm always rocking on his man. Always gotta rock orange, man. I'm rocking orange, man. Always gotta rock orange, that's just how I roll. I'm rocking orange, man. Word up. I'll be rocking with the Broncos. I'm rocking orange, man. Always gotta rock orange, that's just how I roll. I'm rocking orange, man. You see it, I'll be rocking with the Broncos. I've been rocking orange since an early age. Now since 9-7, I ain't miss a game. Came up with TD and Rod Smith. I was riding with the team when they got the chip. Before the Chevrolets and the Lobster. I remember Elway's helicopter. I'm telling you, that man was a monster. Way before he had his hands on the roster. He turned the Broncos to a powerhouse. So you know I got a shout out to Johnny Elway. He important, man. He the reason that I'm always rocking on his man. Always gotta rock orange, man. I'm rocking orange, man. Always gotta rock orange, that's just how I roll. I'm rocking orange, man. Word up. I'll be rocking with the Broncos. I'm rocking orange, man. Always gotta rock orange, that's just how I roll. I'm rocking orange, man. You see it, I'll be rocking with the Broncos. I've been rocking orange since an early age. Now since 9-7, I ain't miss a game. Came up with TD and Rod Smith. I was riding with the team when they got the chip. Before the Chevrolets and the Lobster. I remember Elway's helicopter. I'm telling you, that man was a monster. Way before he had his hands on the roster. He turned the Broncos to a powerhouse. So you know I got a shout out to Johnny Elway. He important, man. He the reason that I'm always rocking on his man. Always gotta rock orange, man. I'm rocking orange, man. Always gotta rock orange, that's just how I roll. I'm rocking orange, man. Word up. I'll be rocking with the Broncos. I'm rocking orange, man. Always gotta rock orange, that's just how I roll. I'm rocking orange, man. You see it, I'll be rocking with the Broncos. I've been rocking orange since an early age. Now since 9-7, I ain't miss a game. Came up with TD and Rod Smith. I was riding with the team when they got the chip. Before the Chevrolets and the Lobster. I remember Elway's helicopter. I'm telling you, that man was a monster. Way before he had his hands on the roster. He turned the Broncos to a powerhouse. So you know I got a shout out to Johnny Elway. He important, man. He the reason that I'm always rocking on his man. Always gotta rock orange, man. I'm rocking orange, man. Always gotta rock orange, that's just how I roll. I'm rocking orange, man. Word up. I'll be rocking with the Broncos. I'm rocking orange, man. Always gotta rock orange, that's just how I roll. I'm rocking orange, man. You see it, I'll be rocking with the Broncos. I've been rocking orange since an early age. Now since 9-7, I ain't miss a game. Came up with TD and Rod Smith. I was riding with the team when they got the chip. Before the Chevrolets and the Lobster. I remember Elway's helicopter. I'm telling you, that man was a monster. Way before he had his hands on the roster. He turned the Broncos to a powerhouse. So you know I got a shout out to Johnny Elway. He important, man. He the reason that I'm always rocking on his man. Always gotta rock orange, man.
What is up, Broncos Country? This is Orange Weekly here with the halftime hash, giving you a breakdown of the first half of the Hall of Fame game, Broncos versus the Falcons. So start posting your comments, questions. We only have about 15 minutes, and I'll try and get through as many of the different comments and questions you guys have. Leela, how you doing? Glad to have you on the show. First question, so she says, so far lots of mistakes, but it is the off season. Defense looks pretty at first. That's probably one of my first big comments is the defense with the majority of the starters not even out there, looks incredibly good. Rushing to the ball, making plays. We've got a couple of sacks. Almost had a couple of interceptions there. Lots of knockdown passes. Gotsis, I think, on one of the first passes that Schaub tried to get over the field was blocked by Gotsis. So lots of really good things on the defense that I'm seeing. Not too many penalties. We had at least from the defense side of the ball, there was that one iffy pass interference call that Coach Fangio did try to challenge and just didn't work out. By the way, if you guys haven't heard, Coach Fangio was in the hospital earlier today. They say for kidney stones, which he still has not passed, and he's out there on the field in a preseason game. This man is committed, and if you want to see any clear difference between Vance Joseph and Vic Fangio, there it is right there. I guarantee you he is in a lot of pain from being in the hospital earlier today with kidney stones and stuff. And I mean, I'm in awe for how awesome that is to see him out there. Okay, moving on. The aggressiveness on defense is good to see. Who knows what starters will do? Offense, who knows yet? Brian says that. Yeah, so again, defense looking okay, but the offense definitely started a little shaky. Hogan, however, I'm not an official stat tracker, so don't hold me to all these numbers. Pretty much what I got, Hogan was 3 for 3. His very first attempt was he was getting rushed and he kind of threw it to the ground. 2 of those incompletions were dropped passes. One from Noah Fant. It was his first attempt at catching a pass in the NFL. I'm sure he's a little nervous there. But 2 of those were drop passes. I know we've heard a lot through training camp how drop passes have been a big deal for this team. So it's a little concerning there. But again, guys, it's the very first preseason game. We get 4 more after this. And so there's definitely, hopefully, there's going to be some improvement in the area. But Kevin Hogan definitely was putting the ball on target. Now, if you look at Drew Lock, he was, I think, 3 for 1. Again, don't quote me on that. But several of his throws, especially the long ones, were either well overthrown or well underthrown. And if you had heard Coach Fangio say that Drew Lock is like, he can pitch, but he's not a pitcher. Well, Drew Lock is just that. He can throw, but he's not a quarterback yet. He has a long way to go, and it's just you can see the difference between Drew Lock and Kevin Hogan. Kevin Hogan hasn't played in a long time. He does not have a stellar NFL career, but it is interesting to see Drew Lock kind of going out there and just kind of really overthrowing some of these passes, especially when a Noah Fant. It was a little off, wasn't terrible, but so it's interesting to see that. Okay, Bless, how you doing, man? Glad to see you again. I remember you from last year, and it's good to see you up here. Travis, again, good to see you too, man. You become a pretty constant fan of us as well. So Locke has a cannon for an arm, just needs to put a little more touch on the ball, and Reed is going to be a solid backup on the outside. Yeah, I have that note too. Reed has been playing phenomenal, number 59. And I don't know if I remember, if I was planning on crossing him off my 53-man roster projections, but yeah, Reed has popped up a number of times during this first half, and he's been looking really good. So I'm fully expecting him to be that backup there on the outside, and if that's the case, man, we have some good depth there. So I'm intrigued to see what he has to do. Nicholas, how do you think Bowles and McGovern are looking? McGovern did have one his snap was a little off. You could see Hogan kind of fumble it a little bit, but other than that, if there's no problems with the snaps, then he must be doing really well, right? Versus if you keep seeing a ton of bad snaps, in the shotgun formation. So I'd say McGovern was doing okay. Still some room for improvement, of course. And Bowles looked okay as well. Look, no holding penalties. And in the preseason, they tend to throw that flag quite a lot, at least in recent years. So the fact he didn't give up any sacks, especially from his side. The O-line was looking pretty decent throughout the first half, except for the end of that first half, where again a lot of the second and third string guys are starting to go out there. So I couldn't see anything right now that really made Bowles look bad. He did kind of, I don't even say he got beat. He picked up a couple really good blocks. So if that's where he's starting at this year, then that's what I expect him to grow off of the rest of the season. So I think he's doing good so far. Good question. Nick also said Reed's been killing it, and Ryan says get rid of them all. Okay, I'm not sure which. Okay, I was gonna say, get rid of them all. Just cut all 90 guys on the team right now and just start from scratch. Okay, good joke. Ryan says Locke seems to be on target if he had first string wide receivers. It's gonna be interesting to see if he gets that chance. Going back to the Broncos World Order feed, and again, I'm trying to keep up with these questions as much as possible. Don Marie, how you doing? I like the arm and Drew Lock now to get him together with some guys that can make it down the field, just like what Ryan here is saying as well. James, good drugs. I'm not sure what drugs you're on, but the halftime hash. I see what you're saying. Gotcha. Yeah, Brandon Perna made fun of us for that one time. I wasn't sure what we would be doing on the show, but it's not that. Christopher, when you think about Super Bowl for Pat Bowlen, they better get that mind right now for So guys, it's way too early to even think about playoffs in reality, but we're all Broncos fans. We all hope for it. We dream of it every single year. And Broncos own the 50, and it'd be really cool if we owned the 100 as well. But that's a way far off thing. But for Pat Bowlen especially, I think it'd just be, oh man, it'd be so cool. And that's just dreaming right now. I don't really want to talk into, how likely that is and what the what the season's going to turn out to be. Eduardo says welcome back, and he's from California, Santa Clara. Awesome. Yeah, so glad to have you commenting, man. It's good to see all of you guys again. It's been a very long off season, and I am happy to be doing here doing the halftime hash for you guys as well. Valentino, how you doing? You missed the first half. There's 4 more preseason games. It's okay. But I think the score is 7-7. I really don't care about the score in these preseason games. Not you shouldn't either. Look, if you win, great, because we all want to see the Broncos win. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We're just looking for these positional battles and seeing if any players really stand out. Reed is probably this player that stands out to me the most so far this game. He's been making killer moves. There's a score right at the end. And how you doing, Amador? And Daniel says start off good, but fell off. Yeah, guys. I mean, if our second string players, and even some of our third string players are playing that well, especially on defense, I mean, that says a lot about the depth, and it's going to be hard to cut down those numbers there. Offense, we still have a long way to go for that as well. Let me see if I can catch up here. Bob, how you doing? Boring, sorry, but most of them be gone. Yeah, look, going from 90 to 53, yeah, it's about half of them are going to be gone. I get that. But when you're trying to look at and seeing the young talent and just seeing these guys play all out for a chance to be on the 53-man roster, I think that's what makes it really intriguing. So, but I know a lot of us, every one of us can't wait for the regular season to start. But this is part of the process, if you ask me, is really seeing how these players develop, how they improve, and just, hey, if they can make that 53-man roster, that's fantastic. So hopefully it's with good, good players, and we're not kind of iffy on the depth there. Ryan, Reisner's and Bowles looking good. Yeah, Reisner as well. Noah Fant has been looking pretty good. I mean, he's made some awesome blocks. Reisner, the whole offensive line early on didn't look terrible. Again, we didn't give up any sacks early on in the game. There weren't any major penalties early on in the game. I think we had 1 offsides, early on. So there are. It's looking good. It's looking okay, and that's kind of where we want to see things right now for the first. I mean, the Hall of Fame game. It's not really even officially the first preseason game on the books there. Nicholas, what's Winfrey's status? I saw him drop a couple passes. Yeah, again, there were several drop passes early on. He has not returned any punts or kickoffs yet, like I thought he'd be doing. So look to see him maybe be in the backfield for any punts or kickoffs that he might be returning, because I think the only way he's going to make this roster is if he's in that position. But it could be wrong. He could step up, and but there were several drop passes in general that first half. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. Back to over here. Jacob, who's impressing you? Who's disappointing you? I think the biggest thing right now is Reed, like I've said before, and Noah Fant as well, looking really good out there. I think there's a lot of talent that those guys will be showing off throughout training camp, and hopefully carry over into the regular season as well. Who's disappointing me? I think the offense in general, they just don't look nearly on par as the defense does. And again, look, Flacco's not out there. Kevin Hogan, who has been in the league for a while, but hasn't been in a game since 2017. And I think out of 100 attempts, he got, I can't remember, 7. He threw 7 interceptions, and I can't remember how many touchdowns he got. But not, in fact, his numbers are a little worse than Paxton Lynch. to give you some idea there. So he's looking okay, and if anything, he's looking better than Drew Lock. That's for sure. So I don't want to say I'm disappointed in Drew Lock. Look, he's brand new. We knew this was going to happen. He's not going to be going out there in the first game of the season or any time this season, if you ask me. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that second quarterback position there. But right now in this game, Drew Lock is definitely not second QB status worthy. So let's see what else. Good question from Nicholas, though. Darian, how you doing? The O-line looked really good in the first quarter. Completely agree. Abdi, how you doing? Good to see you here as well. Ryan says, wide receivers, I think, are struggles right now. Wide receivers and dropping those passes. I'd say on the offense, that's probably the bigger issue. Running backs haven't looked too bad, especially Muhammad there. He's made some good runs. And who else? Number 44, was it? I can't find him on my list right now. Devontae Jackson, number 48. He's looked okay as well. But I'm interested to see, when we get Theo Riddick back on the field, since we just signed him today, along with Philip Lindsay and Royce Freeman. I don't think Devontae Booker is going to have a spot on this team, to be honest with you. Theo Riddick's going to be a huge catching running back that we can use. So when you look at the depth of our wide receivers, it's not as scary if you see it on paper, knowing that we have Theo Riddick as well as Philip Lindsay, who's going to be used more in the passing game as well. So if you guys haven't heard, Theo Riddick, who did sign with us today, 61 catches last year, 61 receptions as a running back on the roster. That's 11 less than what Sanders had last year. So he would have had the second most receptions out of the entire team. So Theo Riddick, I'm excited to see him get on the field and see what he can do for us. Abby, are you serious? That running back is your son? Are you kidding me? That is Okay, I want to talk to you after the show. I want you, if you can, hit me up, send me a message in the Orange Weekly message box there. Yeah, I've liked him, honestly. I think both of those running backs for some depth there is looking really good. So if he is your son and he's playing the Hall of Fame game, seriously, fantastic, man. Darian, Reed is lighting it up. Do you think Demarius Walker will make the team? That's a tough question. I don't want to spend too much time on it right now because I know we're running somewhat short on time. But man, I don't know. This is his last chance, if you ask me. I think he was mismanaged. A lot of players were mismanaged under Vance Joseph. Look at Jamal Charles. I mean, how terrible was he mismanaged? And it's not just him. So I think Darian Stewart was one of them as well. Or, I'm sorry, DeMarcus Walker. Sorry. But man, I'd love to see him on the team. But if he can't get it going this training camp and this preseason, I don't even know if he's going to make the roster, guys. And that's something we'll break down further on down the road. Just remember, guys, we do our Beer Broncos and No BS show every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, right here on Facebook and Twitter as well. You can hit that share button for us. If you haven't followed us yet, please go to our Facebook page, follow us there. You can also check us out on patreon.com/Orange Weekly. So Tuesday nights, every Tuesday night, and then our podcast will be starting up, both a pregame and a postgame podcast, closer to the start of the season. So you guys can check that out on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, as well as SoundCloud. No, I mean, Muhammad, if you're serious, why would I not believe that? That's fantastic. Nobody has come on the show yet and said, oh yeah, my son's playing out there. So I'm not going to sit here and just be like, no. If you're going to claim that, I'm going to assume that that's actually what's happening. So that's fantastic. Will we put out a projected 53 after this game? Not after this game, guys. I think it's still way too early to tell. Honestly, the Hall of Fame game, I don't know if you guys have ever really watched it before. It's the worst played game out of the entire preseason. I mean, really, the fact that we had, I think, 3-4 starters, if you count Gotsis out there, and these guys are just, if anything, trying not to get hurt. Some of the third string guys, the ones that are really on the cusp of making the roster are out there, but I don't think we might even release a 53-man projection until the end of the second preseason game when we've seen a whole lot more. So do expect that from us. I think a couple of us will put it out there and get your thoughts on it. But yeah. Good question though. Let's see. Nico, go Broncos. How you doing, man? Let's get back over to this one. And you guys are fantastic. I'm trying to see. Let's see. Nicholas, yeah, good game. Go Broncos. Daniel, players need to get it together. That second, third string defense need to step it up. Yeah, I mean, most of it was second string, to be honest with you, minus Gotsis, who was out there. I think he was the only, I think he might have been the only starter on defense there, unless I'm forgetting someone. But so the fact that he was out there, and the rest of the team or the rest of the defense was second string mostly in that first quarter into the second quarter. They were looking really good. I mean, lots of, like I said, lots of rushing to the ball, trying to get those blocked passes. They broke up several good passes. Of course, there were some missed coverages. Players that weren't picked up, they weren't open down the field. That's preseason game, guys. I mean, they're still learning, the defense that they're trying to play, and they're not necessarily trying to call specific plays to what they expect the Falcons to do. It's more putting people against several, in different positions to see if they can cover people well in different situations. So I hope that makes sense. But Darian, love the show so much. Oh man, you guys are fantastic. This is why we do this. I mean, me and the other guys, we can talk Broncos all day long amongst ourselves, but this show is for you guys. This show here every halftime, the Tuesday night show, the podcast, we do this 100% for you guys. So seriously, thanks a lot, man. That means a lot. Fant, Jacob says, Fant, he looks nervous. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you be? I mean, this is his first game, but he did make a couple good passes. And if you look some of the blocks he's made, both for the touchdown and one of the other, I can't remember which play it was, but he's made several really good blocks. And so you can expect him to be hopefully very versatile in both those roles, blocking and some receiving as well. So, I mean, look, a lot of the wide receivers and the tight ends on the team and stuff, they have got to work on their catching. These dropped passes are just not going to fly. Let's see what else we got. Joe, just checking in on lunch at work. Thanks for giving me the info. Glad to do that, man. Glad to be here for you. Julian, looks like, luck looks bad, really bad. Lock, yeah, completely. I don't want to say bad, guys. Remember, this is some of their first experience in an NFL type game at all. I mean, yeah, the crowd's still small, but you're on national TV. You got your family there watching with you guys. Watching you guys, and look, it takes time, right? It takes time to build these guys up, and I think the way we did it with Simeon and Paxton Lynch and some of these other guys, we just did not groom them very well. And so that's why Flacco is here. Give these guys some starting, time, or time to sit on the bench and kind of really grow into the game and their roles as quarterbacks. Look, I mean, even Mahomes sat for the first year, right? So, just some things to think about, guys. This is the very first preseason game. Don't look too much into it. Nathan, do you think our secondary will return the aggressive ball hawking championship caliber they were, or do you think we don't have the personnel to ever accomplish this? That's a good question, man. It was so special that Super Bowl 50 year between Champ Bailey and Aqib Talib. I don't know if we can ever replicate that but I think it's possible. We got some good talent back there. We have several, cornerbacks and safeties. Sua Cravens, made some good plays early on. Yadam's back there. I think he can step it up in his second year. We also have, let's see, Kareem Jackson is definitely going to make the team. Obviously, Chris Harris, I don't have to say that. Look for Callahan and Bosby in the second half here as well. They could be making that 53-man roster. Safeties, Jamal Carter might. I don't know. I mean, I had initially Jamal Carter and Sua Cravens is not making the roster, but Sua Cravens might. Trey Marshall's back there, Will Parks. So we got talent back there. It's just how well they blend together. And I don't want to attribute all of this to Vance Joseph, but when Vance Joseph was hired as a defensive-minded head coach, look, he was a defensive coordinator for 1 year. He had no idea what he was doing. So I don't want to say that's impossible to get back to that. Is it this year? I don't know. But Chris Harris is kind of the bedrock for all of that right now. So anyway, that's a long answer to a really very good question. So I want to keep moving on because I know we're running out of time. It's the worst one. Yep, I completely agree, Raymond. Randy says Broncos National in the building. Sweet. How you doing, Randy? He says we have a lot to. Oh, another Randy. 2 Randys in a row. We have a lot to clean up. Not sold on Locke. His play hasn't been very good. It's a work in progress. I'm not worried yet. That's exactly the right attitude, guys. Don't worry about it yet. This is just, if anything, it's cool to see him really develop. So this is where he's starting at. Let's see where he's at. The 5th preseason game for us. Hey guys, I know the game's coming back on. I wish I could get to more of these questions. You guys have been fantastic. Please share this video for us. Remember, Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, we'll be back here. If you want to contribute to our Patreon and get entered for a chance to win a Peyton Manning plaque at the end of the year, we're also trying to develop some more specialized giveaways or exclusive content for those who contribute to our Patreon. Check that out at patreon.com/orangeweekly, as well as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Make sure you follow us on all of those. And this game's for Mr. B this season. Oh, it's over here. This season's for Mr. B, and it's just fun to see the guys back on the field. So we'll see you Tuesday night, and again, every halftime we're here every Tuesday night. We also got some more shows, but we'll tell you about that later. Enjoy the second half of the game, guys. Watch for some of these players to really step up and kind of see what kind of depth we have. That being said, you guys have a good night, and we'll see you in a few days. Take care. Go Broncos.